Get ready for an intense lineup because we are diving straight into the action with the Cannes Film Festival. This year, Hollywood is taking a major detour, and we are looking at exactly what's missing from the Critic. We're talking about the absence of major Hollywood presence as the 2026 Cannes Film Festival kicks off, and we're breaking down why this festival is shaping up to be a decidedly non-blockbuster affair.
Here's a simple way to protect your phone without stress. This ALEN 3-pack comes with tempered glass screen protectors, camera lens protectors, and an installation frame for an easier, cleaner fit. It's clear, case-friendly, and built to help guard against scratches and everyday bumps. Check the link in the comments to get it on Amazon.
Next up, the box office is heating up with a major sequel showdown. Disney 20th Century's The Devil Wears Prada 2 is pulling ahead of Warner Bros.' new line, Mortal Kombat II, and is set to hold the #1 spot for a second weekend. We'll look at the incredible financial performance of this legacy sequel, how it's leveraging strong word of mouth, and what this win means for the studio. We move now to the biopics and cinematic epics. Christopher Nolan has dropped some massive casting news for his epic adventure, The Odyssey, confirming that Lupita Nyong'o will be playing 2 major roles. We'll explore the incredible depth of this mythology, including her roles as both Helen of Troy and Clytemnestra, and what Nolan is saying about using nature to convey the presence of the gods. Finally, we shift gears completely to Hollywood history as we remember a true titan of film criticism. We look at the passing of Rex Reed, the film critic and author whose provocative reviews defined a generation of entertainment journalism. Join us as we reflect on his career, his controversial takes on movies like Blue Velvet, and what his legacy means for how we view cinema today. Stay with us for more of the biggest stories. The 2026 Cannes Film Festival is shaping up to be a distinctly Hollywood-less event, focusing instead on an influx of independent and international cinema. This absence of major studio blockbusters is attributed to mixed critical reception and disappointing box office performance from recent high-profile releases, such as the mixed reaction to the Indiana Jones sequel, Dial of Destiny. Studios appear hesitant to take significant risks in the current climate, leading to a festival lineup devoid of obvious tentpole contenders, with major projects like Steven Spielberg's Disclosure Day and Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey remaining under wraps. While established stars like Scarlett Johansson, Adam Driver, Javier Bardem, and Rami Malek are set to debut, the overall Hollywood flair is expected to be subdued. Shifting focus to the box office, Disney 20th Century's The Devil Wears Prada 2 is currently outpacing Warner Bros.' new lines, Mortal Kombat II, securing the #1 spot for a second weekend. The sequel, starring Meryl Streep and Anne Hathaway, has demonstrated strong word of mouth, adding $43 million domestically and $75.8 million internationally this weekend, totaling $144.8 million domestically and $433.2 million overseas. Meanwhile, Lionsgate/Universal's Michael continues its ascent, on track to surpass Oppenheimer and Bohemian Rhapsody for the all-time biopic record with a $36.5 million third weekend, pushing its worldwide total to $577 million. The music biopic genre is poised to exceed $650 million by next weekend. In other industry news, Blake Lively's legal battle with Justin Baldoni has concluded with a settlement, with Lively reportedly seeking damages. The video game landscape is also heating up with the impending on-screen rivalry between the Call of Duty and Battlefield movie adaptations. Furthermore, the physical media market is thriving, supported by boutique labels, and Paramount has secured music rights for biopics featuring artists like David Bowie and Cher. Finally, fans can look forward to sequels like The Batman, Part II, set during winter, and a return from filmmaker Ben Zeitlin with a new film starring Paul Mescal and Jessie Buckley. Christopher Nolan has confirmed that Lupita Nyong'o will be taking on 2 roles in his upcoming epic adventure, The Odyssey. Nyong'o will portray both Helen of Troy, the world's most beautiful woman married to Menelaus, John Bernthal, and blamed for starting a war, and Helen's sister, Clytemnestra, who is married to Menelaus's brother, Agamemnon Benny Safdie. This casting confirmation was detailed in a new Time profile of Nolan, which also offered insight into his decision-making process for the film. Nolan explained that while he considered casting actors to represent the gods of Mount Olympus, he ultimately opted for a more atmospheric approach, suggesting that evidence of the divine was more palpable through nature and the characters' beliefs. He emphasized the immersive power of cinema, particularly IMAX, stating that experiencing events like storms and turbulent seas makes the audience feel intimately connected to the characters' fears. In other news regarding the production, star Anne Hathaway, who plays Penelope, shared details about the cast's budget-conscious approach, revealing that the A-list actors are staying in modest accommodation on a small island in Sicily to adhere to the film's estimated $250 million budget. Nolan also provided context for the casting of rapper Travis Scott as a bard, explaining that the choice was a nod to the story being passed down through oral poetry, which he likened to rap. The film, starring Matt Damon as Odysseus and being the first movie shot entirely in IMAX format, is set to hit theaters on July 17. The ensemble cast also includes Tom Holland as Odysseus's son Telemachus, Charlize Theron as the nymph Calypso, Robert Pattinson as Penelope's suitor Antinous, and John Bernthal as Menelaus. Hollywood's portrayal of Los Angeles as a post-apocalyptic wasteland has long predated recent political discourse, with the city frequently depicted as ruined by various catastrophic forces. The recent viral social media video featuring AI-generated imagery of Spencer Pratt in a Batman suit overthrowing a dystopian regime has garnered millions of views, becoming a significant topic of discussion, particularly regarding the mayor's race. This attention highlights a long-standing cinematic trope where Los Angeles is shown as a decaying metropolis, a theme rooted in the genre since the 1950s and intensifying in the 1990s as the post-war ideal of Southern California paradise eroded. Historian Mike Davis noted in 1999 that the entertainment industry had inverted the city's old glamour into a new glamour of decay. This narrative of decline echoes earlier cinematic works. The 1996 blockbuster Independence Day featured LA hippies confronting an alien invasion, while the 1993 film Falling Down depicted a character's destructive rampage through the city, symbolizing the obsolescence of the old power structure. The reaction to such depictions has historically been polarized, sometimes sparking controversy, but also fostering a defensive mechanism for the city, as seen in social media juxtapositions of crime scenes with idyllic scenery. However, recent developments suggest a shift in perception. Following the viral video, attention pivoted to positive infrastructure news, specifically the opening of the Metro D line subway, which was framed as a counterpoint to previous cinematic predictions of transit failure. This development contrasts with earlier narratives, such as the 1997 film Volcano, which depicted subway construction unleashing destructive lava. The ongoing debate centers on how voters will perceive Los Angeles, as a failed state wasteland needing a superhero, or as a charmed yet imperfect city showing signs of progress. As infrastructure improvements, like the car-free Wilshire corridor, are introduced, alongside concerns about public safety on transit lines, the city faces a complex evaluation of its future trajectory. Film critic and author Rex Reed, a prominent figure in entertainment journalism known for his pithy reviews and provocative interviews, has died at the age of 87. Reed passed away Tuesday morning at his home in Manhattan following a brief illness, according to his representative. He resided in a New York apartment in the Dakota since 1970. Reed established a distinctive persona in the industry, characterized by a nasally drawl and fashionable attire, setting him apart from many of his contemporaries. He held significant positions as an arts critic for the New York Daily News for 13 years and for the New York Post for 5 years. His critical style sparked debate. Some viewed him as representative of new journalism, citing his 1966 piece on Ava Gardner for Esquire, while others criticized him as a celebrity monger, given his involvement in the Gong Show in the 1970s. His flamboyant nature was evident in his work, including portraying a character in the film Myra Breckinridge, 1970, and his appearances in several major motion pictures, such as Superman, 1978, and Inchon, 1981. Reed was also a notorious name-dropper and gossip, frequently appearing on shows like The Dick Cavett Show and The Tonight Show in the 1970s, delighting in profiling actresses like Bette Davis and Melina Mercury. Reed was known for his strong opinions, often excoriating filmmakers he felt were overpraised, such as David Lynch, whom he deemed a proponent of a sick cinema. He also became involved in controversy surrounding the 1993 Oscars, claiming a misidentification regarding a supporting actress award. Beyond criticism, Reed was a prolific writer, authoring 8 books, including collections of profiles like Conversations in the Raw and Valentines and Vitriol. He also contributed liner notes for Broadway performers, including Liza Minnelli and Tony Bennett. Born in Fort Worth, Texas, Reed's early career involved navigating various jobs to pursue writing, including performing as a jazz singer and working in various service roles before securing a publicity gig at 20th Century Fox. His career was significantly launched by interviews in Europe, where he secured coverage for Buster Keaton and Jean-Paul Belmondo. Rex Reed was inducted into the Louisiana Hall of Fame in 1993. He maintained a private life, stating that he did not have relationships, preferring friendships, and suggesting that people are often intimidated by those with strong opinions.